Hey y'all, welcome back to beautiful Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm Wendy Begnaud with Yum Y'all, the gluten-free baker. We are making a very quick flatbread, and this one is made with cassava flour. It's quick to put together and quick to make. I have a non-stick skillet heating on medium. I am going to turn that up in a minute, but I'm letting it just get warm right now. Remember, when you're cooking with a non-stick pot or skillet, that the coating is not made for high heat. So if you put that pot on high heat, you'll probably ruin your pot, and you can accidentally release chemicals from the coating into your food, which you don't want. So no higher than medium-high on a non-stick skillet. But anyway, on to the recipe. So I have cassava flour. I'm putting 2 cups of Bob's red mill cassava flour, certified gluten-free. 2. And then in this handy-dandy bowl, I have a teaspoon of cream of tartar, a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. We'll just go right in with that. And then I usually with bread, I go in with my hands. It's just a little quicker, and it's easier to know. Like, there's a little thing of salt I just felt in there. So it's easier to break up little balls of things, and you get a better idea of what the dough's supposed to be. If you go in with your hands, you get used to it. But try and wear a glove if you do. Make sure you wash your hands before. So now we're gonna add 4 tablespoons, which is 1/4 cup of olive oil. And we'll go right in with that. You can use coconut oil, but I find it's heavier. It makes a denser dough, and then I just like the flavor of olive oil. So this, we're coming in with this, and it starts to get crumbly, and you're probably wondering why I'm mixing the oil in here. Well, you want to do that. It makes a better dough, and you're not over mixing everything. Especially if you use your hands, you can't over mix your dough, which is the killer of bread. I have 2.5 cups of warm water, but we're gonna start with this with that's probably 3/4 cup. And then you make your hand like a claw, and you go into the bowl, and you just kind of mix it around. And it starts to come together, so I know I need more water. You're gonna need somewhere between 1.5 and 2 cups of water. And it's extremely humid in South Louisiana. I think today we're somewhere around 75% humidity. My dough is gonna need less water than if you are, say, in Arizona, where it's very arid. So I didn't really understand that until I became a bread baker, but it makes a big difference. Okay, so it's still too dry, and I strongly recommend you only go in with a tablespoon or a little more at a time and work that water into your dough, because you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So we're gonna add a couple more little tablespoons, throw him back in there, and we'll just keep kind of squeezing the dough. It starts to feel like Play-Doh, like it's sturdy. So we definitely need more water. So I'm going in with a couple more tablespoons, and I can feel it getting squishy, but we need some more. So now it's starting to feel more like a bread dough. You don't want this to be a super soft dough. You want this to be not as firm as cookie dough. It still needs to hold together. And with this dough, I find it starts to take on a little bit of a sheen. And you'll see, as it's the right hydration, the dough feels damp, kind of like damp sand, but it's not the texture of damp sand. But you don't want it to be super wet, because it won't cook right. We're gonna add just a little bit more, because as you can see when I roll this, I have all these little edges. You shouldn't have those crumbly bits like that. It should all be smooth. So that's about 1 more tablespoon. Now you can see when I roll it, it's pretty smooth all the way around. There's still a little bit, but I don't want to add more water. I can see it sort of glisten on top. So you can use the dough just like this and make a plain flatbread. So we're gonna take a little scoop and turn it into a ball. This is a piece of parchment. Don't put wax paper in your skillet because it'll be yucky. But use parchment and press out the dough until you get a little circle. And then what I do is just go right into the skillet and peel the parchment off. So we are letting these cook for about 2 to 3 minutes per side. What they're gonna do is they're gonna start to bubble up. One of these looks pretty good. You can see like they don't get super high, but I'm gonna flip it and you can see the back is starting to get, it looks burnt. It's not burnt. You want that. That's what gives you your flavor, and that's what gives you the texture of these. They stay pretty soft inside and then they're crunchy on the outside. Let's see. So the other side now is kind of this golden color. And then if I press on this dough, that's about what you want to see. So that's it. They come out like that. We need to let them cool for a second. And I'm going to go in with the big one. This is my friend Dolly, who oversees everything and double checks that everything we make is delicious. And she is a fantastic artist. So Dolly, thank you for coming to say hello and check on me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I made some dough last night. And this one, you can see the green in it. That is fresh thyme, and there is garlic, and there is black pepper in these. So I just kind of wanted to show you can make this dough ahead and season it for whatever you'd like to do. And you can actually make these to go on the side of whatever meal you're making. So you can see this one has a little more olive oil. It gets a little more color. So our garlic bread is done. And you can see the difference between the two easily with the herbs. This is plain. This is garlic and the thyme. And you've got that more golden color from the herbs in the bread. Great with spaghetti. It would make a great pizza crust. It's good on its own. You can add a little olive oil, maybe some hummus. All that is good. And this is something you can easily make for yourself, and people will think, my gosh, they've worked so hard, and you know, all you did was add water to cassava flour and you're golden. So y'all enjoy. Thanks for taking a look at our videos, and we appreciate it.